Bienvenidos a Esperanza Vence, donde la esperanza vence. Welcome to Esperanza Vence, where hope wins. Here we have the Morgan Greer Tarot that I'm super excited about. We're pulling in the energies for this Pisces full moon coming up. That's going to be Friday night going into Saturday of this week. So let's call it Pisces full moon of September 10th, 2022. That's going to be at 17 degrees of Pisces. So if you want to go ahead and go to astro.com, put in your birth time, your birth location, and your birthday, and then you'll see in your personal natal chart where 17 degrees of Pisces falls, and then you'll know what area of your life this is going to affect the most. A quick kind of promotion. If you guys are in the Wisconsin area and you want to get a personal reading from me, I'm going to be at a festival. It's a bluegrass festival called WISEFEST. It's at the end of the month. It's going to be September 30th and October 1st in the Kettle Moraine Ranch. It's really beautiful. There's going to be a bunch of bands, a bunch of awesome vendors. I'm going to be with my friend Mary. Big shout out. She hustles these beautiful like mounted bugs actually, and she also hustles like crystals, and she's called the Grateful Gardener. She makes all kinds of salsas and really cool stuff too. We work together on an organic farm, and we're going to be at this festival together. So I'll be doing tarot readings and she will be selling her stuff. And then the Sunday of that weekend on October 2nd, we're going to be in Milwaukee, Wisconsin at a craft fair called BITCHCRAFT, and I'll put the links in the down box below. If anybody's local and they would like to get a personal tarot reading, I would love to read for you. In person, I only usually charge 20 bucks for a reading. If you want to get a reading via Skype, or not Skype, via Zoom, you can make an appointment on my website, and that will also be in the links below. Thank you so much for tuning in with me to this Pisces full moon. Let's see what the cards have to say to us. Tarot, tried and true. What's it say? How do it do? Help me say what I can see. Tarot, talk to me. Pisces full moon, Pisces full moon. Anybody tuned to Pisces full moon? Pisces full moon. Let me tune to the Pisces full moon. Pisces full moon. This is us. This is what's crossing us. This is in the near past. This is in the near future. This is in our conscious awareness. This is in our subconscious awareness. This is how we see ourselves in the situation. This is how others see us in the situation. These are our hopes and fears. And this is the likely outcome. All right, let's play. Let's see what the tarot has to say. We are the Queen of Wands. What's crossing us is the Three of Swords. In the near past, Three of Cups. In the near future, oh, 10 of Cups. Oh, that is wonderful. In our conscious awareness, Three of Pentacles. Oh, I love that one. In our subconscious awareness, the Hangman reversed. How we see ourselves in the situation, Eight of Swords. How others see us in our situation or the environment, Nine of Pentacles reversed. Our hopes and fears, Eight of Pentacles. And the likely outcome, oh, Six of Wands reversed. All right. Let's talk and play. So, who are we during this Pisces full moon? Who are we who's asking the question, like, what energies are surrounding me during the Pisces full moon? That's going to be the Queen of Rods, which is in the traditional tarot, the Queen of Wands. She embodies sun energy. She embodies fire energy. So she's probably going to be a Sagittarius, a Leo or an Aries. I'm going to go ahead and say Leo because I see the sunflowers there, and that is a sign of summer. This Leo energy that we are embodying right now means that we are in control of our creativity, our own sexual energy, our root chakra energy, also our solar plexus energy. You see that there's a lot of red and yellow in this card. And that relates to the root chakra and the solar plexus chakra. Your root chakra is going to be like your basic survival, your carnal needs, basically. And the yellow chakra, your solar plexus chakra, is going to be what you're active about, your actions, how you show up in the world and how you actually act. Look how calm she is, but look how sexy she also is. She's kind of giving us the eyes, isn't she? She's holding that rod. It's got some growth coming out of it, and she's also got the sunflowers. You understand how fast sunflowers grow? So when you put your energy towards your own creativity, that can grow pretty fast when you have this Queen of Wands or Queen of Rods energy embodied within you. It doesn't matter if you identify as male or female. This is just divine, feminine, creative energy that we're embodying right now during this Pisces full moon. What's crossing us is the Three of Swords. This is a card of heartbreak, heartache. This is a card of maybe being rejected by somebody that you like. This is a card of feeling like your heart chakra is in a little bit of pain. Maybe you've lost someone close to you. Maybe you're just not winning at love right now. This is a challenge for us at this time during the Pisces full moon. Now, Pisces is an energy that embodies like emotions, a connection to the spiritual, a connection to the ethereal, a connection to any types of other dimensions. It just really drops boundaries, Pisces energy. And as a challenge during the time of this full moon, it could just be that like we might not feel that our hearts are as open as they once were. We might feel that we've had a little bit of a heartbreak here and there. There might have been a Pisces in our lives that like literally freaking gave us the shaft. You know what I'm saying? Like that could be a possibility. This is breakup energy. This is definitely energy of, full moons are a time of culmination, and they can also be a time of endings. So if you've been going through some pain and a little bit of suffering emotionally in your relationships, they could be coming to a culmination at this point, or that could be highlighted, because full moons are also a time of like highlighting, what is apparent in your life, but like what you may have wanted to push under the rug up until this point. So this is the challenge that we're facing at this time. In the near past is Three of Cups energy. Three of Cups is energy, I always see it as energy of the party. Party girls, the harvest is in and we're drinking the wine. This is a time like in the near past, I'd say probably the past 2 lunation cycles. So since midsummer, we might have been feeling that strong Leo, like party, summertime energy. We had the 4th of July celebrations. We were having a really good time with our friends. This is a time of collaboration. Cups always represents emotions. And in the traditional depiction of this card, in the traditional Rider-Waite tarot, you see 3 women harvesting pumpkins and dancing together in what do you call it? Ring around the rosies, like when you all held hands and kind of danced together. In this depiction, you just see the 3 women like representing, the berries, the, I believe those are hostas, and then you have the morning glories, and they're just kind of fun, hippie women like chilling together. Each has her own version of sexiness that she's showing on her face. This woman's lips are parted a little bit. This one's a little bit more dark and sensual. And this one is giving you that intellectual stare. So you know that this is a card of like verdant growth and harvest. This is a card of sharing your emotions with your friends. In the near past, we were probably just throughout the summer enjoying our friends, maybe enjoying a drink or two, in my case, a drink or three. And yeah, so this was in the near past, the past couple of months or so. We've just been kind of enjoying ourselves. In the near future, we have another Cups card. 10 of Cups. Now, 10 of Cups is a card of family partnership. It's interesting because in this depiction of the 10 of Cups card, we only see two characters and we only see their hands, and their hands are joining around this one cup, which embodies the other cups and the rainbow. Now, whenever we see a rainbow, we know that there had to be rain before the rainbow. So these people have been through it. You know what I'm saying? Like, they worked hard emotionally. They worked to overcome their own egos and to join together. They've gone through all the stages of the cups, 1 through 9, and come to the culmination number of 10. And now they're a unit. Now they're a team. Now they're ready to make a family. Now they are a family. So 10 of Cups is definitely always going to be a card of emotional fulfillment, and not only emotional fulfillment, but like romantic fulfillment, and it's a pinnacle. You know, 10 is always a number of success and reaching the apex of what you could possibly feel emotionally. This is the happiest that you can be. But just like a rainbow, it's ephemeral. You know what I'm saying? It's here and then it's gone. Like these feelings don't necessarily last forever. So you have to enjoy them when they come. Now, according to this tarot card reading, the 10 of Cups is in our near future, which means like the next couple of lunation cycles. So lucky for us, whoever's tuning into this tarot card reading, we might get really good news on the emotional front. It doesn't necessarily have to be romantic love. It can also be like love from your community, love from yourself, love, but it has to do with your love connecting with other people's love. So generally speaking, this is a card of happiness and familial romance. Let's say for the next, like, throughout September and throughout October, I'd say through the next two full moons or so, we can expect to have a lot of like really happy emotional energy coming through for us in a sort of teamwork makes the dream work familial sense. In our conscious awareness, 3 of Pentacles card, I freaking love this card. I don't know why, but I'm like obsessed with the 3 of Pentacles, because for me, this is a card of like your hard work actually being appreciated by others. And this is a card of collaboration. And I like to collaborate with others. I like to sort of, especially in a work setting, I like to have my skill set honored, and I like to sort of shine the light on other people in the group and be like, okay, my skill set's here, their skill set's here, the next person's skill set's here. In the original Rider-Waite tarot card, this is depicted by a patron, a holy person, and the worker, the artisan, basically. In this tarot card depiction, we only see sort of like a silhouette of the artisan and the 3 pentacles in the background. We're seeing that they made the stained glass, they put in the work, but you can tell that it wasn't just them, you know, they're not highlighted just themselves. You can see that there was like a lot of hard work involved, but with these 3 pentacles, you know that there was more than just them that got here. You know, when you think about back in the day when the tarot was invented and people were building cathedrals, it took like 200 years for cathedrals to be built. So a lot of times the architect or the original patron or the original artisan, like, or the original holy people, they didn't even get to see this project through to completion. So this is definitely a card of in our conscious awareness, we're kind of thinking about work in general. We're kind of thinking about our workplace and maybe the legacy that we're going to leave after we're gone from there. We're definitely having a happy time at work. We're our skill set is being honored, and in our conscious awareness, we're just pretty much thinking about like how we can participate at work in a positive way and how we can join teams. And see, we see the 3 of Pentacles here, and then we also see the 3 of Cups here. So again, you know, this is this energy of not necessarily just like 2 people, a partnership. Like you have your partnership romantically, right? But when you show up in the world, you know, the past couple of months we've been showing up in a teamwork sense, as far as like parties, barbecues, you know, like hanging out with our friends. And then currently in our conscious awareness, we're thinking about how can we show up in a teamwork setting at our own work, like where we make our money, where we make our coin. In our subconscious awareness, it's going to be the Hanged Man reversed. The Hanged Man upright is a card of suspension. It's a card of not necessarily being able to make any moves at this time. It's a card of being enlightened and knowing what you need to do, and having put yourself in a situation to where, like, maybe you made yourself sit down, be still, shut up, and meditate. Maybe you made yourself be uncomfortable for a while so that you could come through the other side, you know? Maybe you made yourself be single for a while, and even though it was uncomfortable, you knew that when you came out the other side, you were going to be enlightened. This is a depiction of a metaphor having to do with Odin hanging from the tree of knowledge. In some of the Hangman cards, in the traditional sense, you actually do see the crow that's in the card. That has to do with the story of Odin. That's an ancient story of a man who hung himself from a tree to gain knowledge. This is a tree of knowledge. In this Hangman, we have two wands basically, and sort of like a spit, and then this person has hung themselves. But in every single Hangman depiction that I've ever seen, there's always the figure 4 in their legs. So they're purposefully placing themselves in this position. They're purposefully placing their bodies in this position so that they can do a meditation, get the blood rush to their head, and gain some enlightenment. With the Hangman reverse, we see that that time of suspension is over. They can actually make a move. They know what they know. They know what they need to do. In our subconscious energy, we already know what we need to do. We already know what we have to do to move forward. We already know. We know what we know, basically. Like, I told a friend of mine the other day, I'm like, dude, like, I know what I know. Like, if you disagree with me, that's fine. Like, I'm done with whatever you know, like, that's fine. Like, it's either a hell yes or it's a hell no, but I know what I know, and I know that, like, in a month or two or whatever, you're going to come up with this idea like, oh, it's the first thing that you've ever heard of. You know what I mean? Sometimes we don't all come up with ideas at the same time, even if we're all on the same team. You know, we don't all become enlightened to the truth at the same time. Like, time is elastic. Time is, you know, time is very Piscean. Time is very, you know, ethereal, ephemeral, and everything else. Like, what you know and what you intuitively know and what you have worked really hard to gain enlightenment about, not everybody has done that. Not everybody has made themselves uncomfortable on purpose, stayed single on purpose, done the things on purpose, didn't do drugs, didn't drink. You know what I mean? They didn't, like, make themselves be an ascetic on purpose so that they can gain that enlightenment. So not everybody around you is necessarily going to understand your subconscious energy of already knowing what you know. How we see ourselves in this situation during this full moon in Pisces is 8 of Swords. 8 of Swords is a card that's a little bit tough. It's a card of mental energy, of you are holding your own self back. You are blinding your own self to the truth of what you could be and what you could do. If you would just go ahead and just scooch just a little bit to the left or a little bit to the right, you could unbind yourself from all of this mental energy and understand that, like, once your waist is free, your arms are free. Once your arms are free, your wrists are free. Once your wrists are free, you can take the blindfold off and see clearly. But what we don't realize, the way we see ourselves in the situation is that we don't necessarily see a way out. Our thoughts, our own personal thoughts, are what is binding us to the situation. Like, if we could just let go of the thoughts, if we could move a little bit to the left or move a little bit to the right, or just scooch in a different direction just slightly, we would be able to free ourselves of these thoughts that are holding us blind, okay? And we would be able to see that there is a castle in the background, that, you know, our beautiful dress is still intact, that we are not bound to these ideas. Our ideas can change and improve, you know? And there's a lot of air energy here. You see her hair blowing in the wind. Swords cards are always cards of mentality, okay? They're cards of ideas. It's air energy, communication, you know? So perhaps once she realizes that she can scooch just a little bit, or she decides to just not stay still. She decides to move just a little bit and shimmy just a little bit, maybe shake her ass just a little bit. She'll see that these spines go boop, and she's free. All right? How others see us in this situation. Nine of Pentacles reversed. Nine of Pentacles upright is going to be a card of somebody who is basically wealthy and can take care of themselves. They don't need a partner. They have their hobbies, they have their money, they have their grapes, they're going to make some wine, they got their turban, they're good, you know. Nine of Pentacles reversed is a card where our environment either dictates or other people see us as somebody who maybe doesn't want to be alone, maybe as someone who doesn't have it together alone, maybe somebody who does need to partner up with others in order to make, you know, the most of their day or the most of, you know, their life. I prefer energy of 2 and 3 Pentacles, but 9 is just before you reach the pinnacle of like who you could possibly be. So 9 of Pentacles is just like what you do to take care of yourself before you pair up with somebody else and you're able to like combine your resources to make that 10 of Pentacles, which is like energy of generational wealth. This is personal wealth. And the way that other people see us in this situation is that maybe we don't have personal wealth. Maybe that we aren't doing so well out on our own. You know, that maybe we aren't taking the best care of ourselves or whatever. But this is just how other people see us. That's not necessarily the way it is. Our environment also might dictate that, like, maybe we need to stop being so solitary and luxurious on our own. Maybe we need to just sort of buckle down and be open to partnering up. You know, our environment might dictate that we need to sort of lose some of the more, you know, expensive hobbies that we have. Like for me, like I didn't join golf league this summer, you know what I'm saying, because I'm trying to save some money and buy a house or whatever, you know what I mean? Like there could be reasons why you might want to like buckle down and sort of, maybe you don't need the finest, you know, fabrics and jewelry and silks and, you know, hobbies. You might want to buckle down at this time. I mean, the sun is in Virgo, so we're definitely taking stock of like what we need to do to move forward in life. Our hopes and fears are 8 of Pentacles. 8 of Pentacles is a card of apprenticeship. This is a card of having worked really hard on something and you keep working hard and working hard and working hard and making each pentacle as you go. But as a hope and fear, it could be that like something that you've worked on for a really long time, some craft that you've perfected, something that you've learned from someone else and they passed down their knowledge to you and you've been working at it and working at it. Maybe as a hope and fear, you're afraid that your craft is not going to be worth anything to the world. Maybe you're afraid that your craft is not good enough. Maybe you're afraid that you can't make money at your craft, you know? We have quite a few pentacles showing up in this reading, and so we might be thinking about our money at this time. We have a couple of swords cards, so we obviously have our thoughts. And then we have the wands. I mean, we have a pretty balanced reading between like our money, our thoughts, our emotions, you know, our stability, our creativity. But this card is just a card of like knuckling down, bearing down, and like putting your shoulder to the grindstone and making hard work. As a hope or a fear, it could mean that like you might hope to find good work and you might have a fear of not finding good work. I mean, I find that the tarot is very literal, and especially when it talks to me, it's very basic. It's like, you're a fucking basic bitch. I'm not going to be too complicated when I talk to you, you know? So like the tarot is pretty much telling me that as a hope or fear, we might just think that we've been working and working and working at something for nothing. But like I always say, we hope that we're working towards something for a reason. Our fear is that we may not, you know. And in the hopes and fears position, as I always say, it's just a hope or it's just a fear. It doesn't mean it's real. You make it real. That's why I always say thank you for fine-tuning your free will and intuition with me, because this is a reading that tunes you into your own intuition. And when you're tuned into your own intuition, you can exercise your own free will more freely. You know what I'm saying? When you tune into your own intuition and you talk to your higher self, you don't talk. Maybe you sit still and you be quiet and you let silence in. Things will work themselves out. The likely outcome is the Six of Wands reversed. Six of Wands upright is a card of victory. This is a card of like coming back from the battle with a victory wreath and feeling like you are somebody. The likely outcome is that you're not going to really necessarily feel like a winner. That doesn't mean that you're not a winner. It just means that you don't feel the accolades from everybody else in society. In the upright, you know, usually in the Six of Wands card, you see the townspeople kind of cheering this person on. In this case, you're still probably victorious because this is a very positive card. You're probably victorious with your wands always represent like your passions, your creativity, your ideas, but it might be a little bit delayed. Your good ideas might not be taken seriously by others, but that doesn't mean that they're not good ideas. You might be victorious in private. You know, whenever there's a card in the inverse, it's usually more of an internal sense. So, you know, you might not get the likes, the loves, the subscribes on Instagram or whatever social media, this and that, but you know who you are and you know you're a winner on the inside, but it might not show on the outside. On the outside, when you go to the Piggly Wiggly and go shopping or whatever, people might not know how fucking badass you really are. You know what I'm saying? So this is the likely outcome of all of this story that we're dealing with in the new moon in Pisces this Friday night into Saturday Central Standard Time at 17 degrees of Pisces. So if you want to just take a little snapshot of this entire story and think about if you can relate to any of the energies that we're tuning into here. Speaking of tuning in, I'm really happy that you've come to this channel and that you've clicked on this video and made it all the way to the end with me, Esperanza Bense. Like I said, I'll leave in the links below any times and places where I will actually be out in public and you can get an actual personal reading from me. When I do readings in person, they're a lot cheaper than they are online, but of course you can always click and make it an appointment with me on the Calendly via Zoom. I love you very much. I thank you so much. And I just wish you the best of luck in getting in tune in your own spirituality and your own intuition so that with your free will, you can move forward in the most emotionally positive ways during this full moon in Pisces. Peace.